No, this is very concerning. You know, Randall Matthew Paul Millett was talking about something about like trying to get to turn me back into who I was, and like he never knew me in the first place. I made sure of that. But he thought this was a different personality, so he's crazy. The legal name change has to be done officially after the new Social Security number. Do you get it? It was done unofficially, officially, before that. And then I joined a third-party blockchain recognized by the UN, an autonomous country that had electronic passports. Unfortunately, they got invaded by con artists. But I did some digging into it. A little bit of research, plus I got an affidavit I sent to them because I actually sent them the paper trail from Europe. Instead, I joined from the European side, not the American side. International legal entity law. Recording, like I always am. Or you didn't realize I'm a YouTuber and have been the whole time. Smile, you're probably on YouTube and you don't know it. Because I've been doing it for 9 years now, out here. Still not from Toledo, still home away from home. I hate movies. So I always think that's where it's from. So I don't watch movies. You know, whatever they think I'm smoking, even though this time it really is a mix. Right now, I'm just kind of staring off into the nothing, just into the void, because I just can't believe how much has been lost, how much has been misconstrued. I got a couple little bugger hairs there. How much discrimination I've really faced at this point. Victimized enough, and I refuse to be a silent victim. It's that simple. Throw this into my scrap box at this point, which is also a medicine box. I want to put like a little cross on it instead. It's like, you know, when they had an imposter, they need to get like blood tests and fingerprints going. Stop fucking around. This is a matter of homeland security at this point, national security. Because anyone could be me right now, in any other state right now. You don't get. Because I have prints, only a thumbprint in Santa Cruz on record. In America. I just found a quarter that I lost. I know it's close. part of other than the information warfare during the entire disinfo genius hashtag disinfo genius. I threw in one little wrench since people wanted to think things were fake. Just in case that, information trace wise, Dimitri is nothing more than made up. Me entertaining the fact that people thought it was more than one personality, so I decided to make a fake one for you. Deal with it. About as fake as, the emulated version of me up in Michigan, because I had to emulate all of them. That's why I don't have a native Michigan accent either. I only emulated. I played along. I told all of my friends, just a mask, paint whatever you want on it. Because I'm going to hand it back to you in the end anyway. Anyway, I got to watch Voltage Charge. Let's see what my coffee's sitting at. Last sip. So good. Technically, if I close up shop here and after I'm done cleaning this crate here, since I just about got all these dang stragglies off my dang, I'm scruffy as a motherfucker. I swear those hairs annoy the fuck out of me when the wind hits them. Might as well, since, people thought I was picking at myself. People thought it was a nervous habit, but now I'm repeating myself at this point. But, that's the whole point. I've had to repeat myself so many times, it's like broken record. Well, excuse me while I actually get this stink out of their crate. Their escape pods here. This sucks. I gotta try to find my rope around this so I might be able to use something. I got something in here I can use. As resourceful as I am, I'm about to MacGyver me something to clamp my dang hoodie with. Like, sorry, but not being mean to my kitties when he's sitting there trying to get his stinky tail 3 times over. Like, love you, buddy, but you gotta move. Guess what? You're not the only one recording. Rejects. So, you're all right now, buddy. I got you cleaned up. Yeah, I learned to listen the first time, though. Let me see this. I don't know how you got this. Oh, here, buddy. I don't know how the hell you got this. I know. Well. I did not. How come you got it? No one else did. Hold on. Chamomile will take care of it. It looks like it's like I can't tell if it's naturally spotted or what. But like I said, it takes about 2 or 3 times cleaning him up before he's good to go. It's like, as I'm thinking around, getting things done one thing at a time, after I haven't even had breakfast yet. It's kind of chilly out, too, so I'm trying to kind of stay warm. My blanket. This is what sucks not even having a pair of fucking pliers right now. Because now I can't make shit that easily. Like a clasp for my dang hoodie. There. That should work. That's because everyone thought it was for drug use, and it's really for survival and tool making, fabrication, making stuff out of recycled materials, functional scientific art even, to that degree, in Europe. It's not a delusion of grandeur. It's real, and I've got university fucking recognition. For real. I have an email from the university. Says it's real. Easy peasy 1, 2, 3's got this. Nothing goes to waste, and I gotta get a couple of more bags so I can take this trash out of here. But since I can't use the damn across the street. This is from 4th of July weekend. So now, check that out. Made my little clasp. So now I got hands free to a degree. Alright, I see a little bag over here, so I can get rid of this here dinky. That's the way. Which, you know what, to a degree it does take a little bit of psychological preparation before I do that. Thank you. This bag's almost just well enough to... I'm gonna have to get a couple more garbage bags, a little yeah, that highway noise really fucks with me in the end over here. Don't joke. I can't believe what type, like in 2nd grade I was taught. The teacher told us about the profile system that they have in the schools. I forget the teacher's name. It's been so long. Almost done now. I mean, you can tell when you're being watching someone thinks you can just talk or something. And send it to your face. Well, then there's idiots who thought I was going to do something that they'd sell them, don't you? Here's what I'm going to have. I am going to have to just say, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and get a beer, because at this rate, no matter how much weed I smoke out here, that highway noise is going to fuck with me. No matter what. Luckily, I do have a couple more bags here, so I can take care of the rest of this once I get back. I got time, and even if I had to walk downtown, everything will be fine here for the time being. So, in the meantime, I'm still getting these a little bit more spick and span and disinfected next. Then I gotta pull out everything to get to the cat's source. You know, just pet parenting. I love it. That is not, I gotta change the name on this one. See, they did good. The two girls did go good. I think it was Luna. Because Luna, that's like, Luna's only been in a crate overnight a couple times in her life. So, and I just said the C word. Because I'm surrounded by a bunch of morons that understand that I actually give them this, like, their own room. Like, I even will put a blanket in there for them and everything. Believe that. That's why I don't like using the C word. Escape my room. Guido goes into his room on his own, but he's got to share it with his sisters right now because they're the little ones and him and his mom are the big ones. So let's see how that works out. All right, so I kind of set things up here to be left behind history. Unfortunately, it's not big of a walk, but easy enough. I had like all the new, almost all. I got one more string to put on, but I gotta get the dang other nylon, the other nylon tightened a bit. And thank goodness that there's gonna be some sunlight coming through because there's Fancy. She finally made it. She did many movies. So. I got food, I got waters. Now it's just a matter of, you know, I do need my other glasses though, because they kind of are my more kosher, casual, rock star looking glasses compared to these things that are my Geordie LaForge visors for traveling. I am going to have to refill water jugs as well. So, and worst comes to worst, I still gotta air the tube because it's still wet. So that's about it. That's the little bit of trash that I can take with me. But like I said, I can repurpose half of this, but I'm not even gonna bother since I'm heading that way anyway. All right, kiddos, stay put. I'll be back. I don't care if I gotta walk down. I'm really not worried about having to walk downtown. I'm more worried about that highway noise making me stutter like it has been. Good God. So, you know, the stutters come right hand in hand with the seizures too. And makes my speaking unit go all over the fucking place. You know, but I already have a neurologist, which is another phone call I want to make today. See if I can't get that set over to ProMedica, since I already have Mercy on deck. Then I'm gonna have to I have to tell that neurologist, Douglas Monroe, yeah, that's it. You can tell when you're being profiled or discriminated against when people try to bring up memory games too. They're like, you know what, all you have is a bunch of whats but not a why or a how or a due to. You think everything just happens overnight or something. Just think guys sound like a vampire. That's racist. And by the way, because this is how my mouth is shaped. It makes it very difficult to speak your blank slate American English, whitewashed English. Here's the point. All I have to do is make sure I leave at 1 o'clock. It takes about an hour to get down there on foot. One thing I need to make sure I do. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't need a shower. I'm a fall risk. I do a sponge bath every day. Because even jumping into a bathtub with running water, even doing dishes, can trigger my seizures. And, fuck that shit, man. I've already been through the whole retards thinking I was throwing things, but it was my seizures. Or, I would just suddenly drop everything. No, it wasn't on purpose. It was seizures. But I'm surrounded by retards that are psychopaths that wish to insist what they think is reality is the only reality. And I'm like, you know what? The world is going to eat you up and spit you out with your one-track mind. And that's been a warning to them for a long time. Both my fucking, if they are or not fucking by blood, sisters. Okay? Now I put that's been in doubt since high school. Because they refused to get your fucking blood test. Instead, Pam got drunk and suicidal. On mother unit, in other words. That's what happened. And meanwhile, the photo that she's insisting is her mother's photo looks identical to the photo there at the funeral. Or at the gravesite there at the other place. And the big freaking cemetery, I forget what it's called. Wood something. But yeah. It's even like it calls for an old roads video, frankly. Like, I don't have lice. What I need to do is get a fucking proper brush again. And I had it, but then I lost it. And moving everything. So maybe it'll show back up again. But anyway. Conformity today. For real. But that should do it as far as anything else. Yeah, actually at this point my hair is showing the fact that I've been nutrient deprived. So it's kind of falling apart. Yeah, that's what's happening. Guys, I can't believe this shit. Why can't my fucking fake ass family just prove they're for real or not? Why would they want to interfere with 3 different relationships? I don't get it. Why won't you get a fucking blood test? Why would Randy tell everyone around him that I'm not his real son? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So you know what? I don't get stuck in this subjective, emotional interpretation of reality. Don't get me wrong, I do feel. But when it comes down to matters like this where people are not really being logical or coming clean, and it kind of just feels like a wrench on the heart going, there's something not right about this. And that's when the mind turns on and goes, what is it? What is this I am looking at? And see, I never assume anything. I never presume either. In fact, that was a lot of my first things I said back in the first place. I hope I don't have to buy another set of those fancy glasses because I lost both pairs. Of course, I just need to get my normal ones a little bit lower. They're more versatile, and I can always just go like this or like this and just adjust it to as I need instead of that. These are good because they block the peripherals. And they even have inner layer, whatever it's called. And look, they're sold out to my version. So now I have to go all the way to Louis Mart. Whatever. Of course, this is why I need to look into the ingredients of this one for Steel Reserve on this, because I know it's spiked, but is it still the original brew, or is it, you know? That's what I'm wondering. I don't feel like walking around everywhere, especially with the fact that I'm already probably gonna walk downtown as it is. But anyway, there we go.
Yeah, there's one app here. वही गाले देखी कार गाले में डाल.
So that's about it. It's kind of why I've been doing this full. You know what I can do? I can actually go charge my phone right quick. Just kind of go full circle right quick. There's another reason why I keep my shit in, less than street value. You know why? I've said it before. But even my guitar, the fancy one, I gotta pick it up anyway. Might as well, since I'm over here. Left it behind the church. The only thing I could think of. It's like I can't fit both guitars on deck with my entire biotech kit, med kit, extended med kit going on. Like, that's got literally a bunch of stuff I need to basically just drop off at my storage unit and get a proper backpack for my laptop. That's about it. You know, if everything goes well today, going downtown and back, then that's definitely what I'm doing. I gotta find a good cheap backpack, but they didn't have one over here at Dollar General either. So it's like, it's nearly the end of the month, you know. So it's the middle of the month, but to me, it's one more pay cycle to the end, you know. After this, this week's and next week's and the first, and then at that rate, I'm gonna end up finding out if that's real or not going on over there. And then I also need to try to run into my other friend and see what's going on with her, and see if she talked to her other roommate, and find out how legit all that is, basically. But, you know, should be. At least I know my cats can know where to run from there. And they're stranger endangered as it is. What really sucks is I am down to like pinches of tobacco. And, you know, if I went to the wrong doctor right now. What do you mean by drinks? Do you mean like sips drinks or actual beers? Because I found out there's a discretion in language with that. From north to south, apparently. None. I haven't had one drink of one beer. I have not had one drink of one beer. I actually, this YouTube video already can show you I've been stuttering because of the highway noise. Even my camera was glitching a little. Zdravia and salute. But yeah, Yeah, it's a 30-minute fucking video on basically what I've been trying to fucking brainstorm on everything. So I could leave you with some weird tidbits, you know, like on an experimental technological level. Since, you know, like Neuralink and all that from Tesla and Elon Musk's side of that, well, they want to directly implant it. Meanwhile, me, I want to use distilled water and harmonics and these harmonic chipsets that are three-dimensional chipsets that resonate at each frequency of the mind, so it's external, non-invasive. So you can just have it little dot things that literally picking up your thoughts and images. First then I'd be like, here I have no audio up there, it's broken. I have no audio, it's broken. It's dead space. If I try to think up there, it hurts. Well, in fact, that's what kind of sucks. I've been profiled enough, by the way, to know that people took things that were things of study. Like, for instance, I was studying Druids, Celtic, ancient religions, lost religions and languages, because I was looking for the language I was speaking. And I was looking for the stories I was born knowing. So, you know, like I said, I already had to deal with the siblings that wanted to falsely say, oh, that's where I got it from, after I find it in a book. Because you know what their first message was? You made it up. Deal with that. Psychopaths, for real. That's why I used to call Pamela Destroyer or Controller. Well, anyways, interchangeable. Randy, one of them's the controller, one of them's the destroyer. It's like with Randy, if he can't control you, he destroys you. Until he can control you. You can ask all of his ex-wives. Psychoanalysts, yeah. I had to deal with one other instance of this conformity. It's like I don't analyze people, I assess. I gauge. It means it's like putting a print in the sand. How deep it goes, what marks it leaves, it's forensic. That's why when I got to talk to an actual forensic psychoanalyst, it was actually a very enlightening conversation to that degree. He did a whole sensory overload test, everything. I was like, my brain went from functional to in front of him. And it wasn't from the weed. Frankly, I could have seized out from it if I didn't smoke before I went in there too. But that was also like after not having any, back when I could go a few days without it, without having any major seizure problems. That's because I had a stroke off the book and an aneurysm. Not on the records because no one got me to a fucking hospital because guess what? They thought it was drugs or alcohol. And it happened to be sober after about a week-long dry spell. Nothing. No weed. No. That's when I discovered hops was the cousin of marijuana, by the way. That is when I confirmed it. That is when I started drinking, by the way. What I call drinking is a beer a day. Now, when I came to these AA meetings here, and still am, still acclimating, you know. It was because I was drinking because of stress. And I had to pick up my cups here. I must have left a little mess when I had to stay the night here after the evac. When I was in, because of my friend's drug habits at that point, I could not be around their drug habit without a beer in my hand, for real. So, you know, half my friends with a hard drug habit like that, I've only got one or two that actually get that I'm not getting drunk and angry. I'm getting fed up and stressed out. Almost, you know, it's nerve-wracking. You know, you realize what goes through my mind is that if the cops show up, like seriously, this is why I don't care what people do behind closed doors. But if the cops show up and we're all chilling in the same room, we're all going. Doesn't matter if I'm smoking weed or not. You know it. That's enough to. That's what drove me to. That's why I started going to these meetings. I even read the other day out loud out here what hops and its history of the hops was. Well, I've been working on addictive studies as well. I really want to help people. I've already kind of put my neck on the line half the time, half twisting my own arm, trying to help people up or out. Because I lost my friends to their drug problems before. It's like, how did you lose your friends? Their drug problems should have been the proper way to put it in English. I lost my friends to drugs. I tried to get them off the drugs. You gotta go to the next sentence, how I said it. Like, I tried to get them off the drugs. I have several stories of trying to get my friends off drugs. Hell, I even tried to be their dealer back in high school. Kidding me? Just to keep my friends. That's why I told even my own wife I used to be a lowercase D. She's like, do you do drugs? No, I don't. My friends do, though. These are some of the few left from back in the day. And he almost died of an overdose, too. You realize he was taking, like, all sorts, like, that, whatever, interferon and all that shit for goddamn his heroin addiction and all that shit. He's trying to get off it. Other buddy wanted to test me, too, across the street. And I'm like, and I don't do needles. He's like, why are you hanging out with him then? Like, he's an old buddy of mine. Like, I've been through the ringer before where it's like, even why I've been even trying to keep even little shit like this. If I can make bandages out of it, I can stop bleeding with these stupid papers. You know? So I said I got into addictive study just because I've been trying to do transferable skills. So I'm going to take my rudimentary fundamentals and principles and see what other branches of science, schools of theology, schools of thought they can apply to, and then I'll check my work after. It's part of my little scientific process. Said I don't like looking stuff up first. I look it up after I do the equation. Like to assert that authority. But that's how I do it. Like, if you want to see how much tobacco I'm sitting on for this journey, I'm going to be fucking wishing I goddamn bought stogies instead. That's why, like, I couldn't believe my buddy in the other video fucking turned around and did that, man. Like, come on, man. Not when, you know, like, even the Bible says there will become a day when there's not any lacking oil to spare, you know. And to always be prepared for those days. How's it going? Just YouTubing. And my kids will only be parked there while I go downtown for my check and such. Thanks. Good looking, guys. That's the only, I got like 2 spots on Earth I can let them out to go potty. Come on now. Right now. They have to be trained for each new spot. Unless it's just a pit stop. And they're not, the pit stop training is next. But not with that heavy loader right now. That thing's a freighter and a half. For real. But anyway, that's about where I'm coming from with everything. To boil it down at the end of the fucking, it's like watch till the end. But I'm trying to use examples of psychology at the same time for my own life. It's not my life story. I'm just trying to give you examples. So, I think that'll wrap it up. Peace, YouTube.